Okay, sit yourself onto a lift and then come into a good cross-legged position. So a little wriggle about, make sure that you're sitting evenly. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just look down at the floor, look at something that doesn't move. Just fill your lungs from the bottom to the top and empty them from the top to the bottom. Allow your eyes to become still in the sockets. And then release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste, press the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. With an exhalation, allow your eyes to close and focus on continuing to fill the lungs from the bottom to the top, filling the lungs evenly and emptying them from the top to the bottom, emptying them evenly. Gently draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area and then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Just listening to the breath. Using your out breath to intensify the turn. And then come back to the centre. Hold onto your knees, lift it up into the chest. And then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Elevate the heart area upwards. Turn the abdomen, turn the ribs, turn the shoulders. And then come back to the centre. Come off your lift and then down onto your seat bones. Sit back onto your heels. Sit the seat bones down onto the heels and elevate the heart area upwards. Press the shin bones consciously into the shin skin so that the shins make good contact with the floor. Take a deep inhalation and then come forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana, lengthening forwards, maintaining that connection between the seat bones and the heels. Listening to the breath. Focusing on the inhalation and the exhalation. Drawing the seat bones down to the heels. Just observing your energy. Observing how your energy feels. The level of your energy, whether it's high or low or just ebbing along. Lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms, into the fingertips, into the fingernails. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under and then come up into dog down. Again, just examining your energy, examining the physical penetration of the pose. How is the body engaging with the physical pose? Is it reluctant to wake up? Or is it keen to get the day started? Just observe without judgment. Just observe how the body responds. Observe your balance of internal action. Listen to the breath. Maintain depth of the in-breath and the out-breath. Step your feet forward, come up into a standing position, and then have a couple of blocks for your hands for parsvottanasana. Bring your feet as wide apart as the mat, making sure that the toes are in line with each other. Bring your hands onto your hips, elevate the heart area. Bring the elbows towards each other behind you. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, activating the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs consciously inwards. Keep the head lifted, keep the back straight when you hinge at the hips. And reach down and find the blocks. Have the blocks underneath your shoulders. Activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps. Activate the thighs. Lift the fronts of the thighs upwards, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. So that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. So that you can pick up the seat bones a little further away from the backs of the thighs and project into the chin and the chest. Aiming for a straight back, almost a concavity in the shoulder blade region. If you can reach down to a little lower, then do. If you've got a bad back, stay at the higher lift and less. If the coming down lower aggravates your back. Just stay with the physical consciousness of the pose. If you can reach down to the floor, then do. But each time you come down a little lower, just observe, do you sacrifice something to move more deeply into the pose, or can you work into the pose with the same level of conscious action? Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. If you can reach around the backs of your heels and draw the body in. But just feel whether that is right for you today. Working to open up your energy. If your hands are on blocks, then bend your knees to find the floor. Walk your hands back to the end of the mat. Have the hands shoulder width apart this time. Step back, have the feet hip width apart, and then come back up into dog down. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position, and then come up into Tadasana. Have the inner edge of your feet together. Elevate the heart area upwards. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just listening to the breath. Keep your eyes still in the sockets. Feel that you grow out of the feet into the legs, into the hips, into the chest, into the arms. Bring your arms out nice and wide in toward your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide. Turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. Keep the legs straight. Keep the legs straight by tightening the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs outwards this time, so the opposite way to Tadasana. And then reach down, find the shin. Look up. Observe how looking up helps to clear out the sinuses. If you breathe in and out through the nose, you'll notice it. Keep the legs firmly determined, lifting out of the feet, up into the hips, up into the spine. Just finding your energy. Keep the legs straight, reach up with the top hand, Come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, left leg and foot all the way out. Again, turning the legs outwards. It's the opposite of Tadasana where we turn the legs inwards. But if you turn the legs outwards, then the hips can remain level. Come over, find the shin, look up to the top hand. Just feel how your body responds to the pose this morning. So is there resistance within the physical body? Can you reach the pose in the same way as you typically do? Or is there resistance that you're observing that isn't normally there? It's typical of a Monday morning. Just observe it. Don't judge it, just observe it. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the centre, bring your feet parallel, and then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. So in Tadasana poses, we turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. In those kind of sideways but forward facing poses, we turn the legs outwards. Now if you turn the legs outwards in Tadasana, you clench your buttocks and you'll kind of find that your feet don't really touch the floor properly. If you turn your legs inwards, then you'll find that you can't clench the buttocks as easily, so it becomes gentler. So turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, tighten the kneecaps, tuck the tailbone in, lift the abdomen to the spine, abdomen up to the diaphragm, abdomen to the collarbone, shoulders away from the ears. So just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, filling the lungs evenly. Breathing into both lungs evenly, breathing out of both lungs evenly. Okay, get a couple of blocks for your hands in case you need them on the right side of your mat, and then come back into Tadasana. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, tucking the tailbone in, lifting up from the feet up into the head. Bring your arms out nice and wide. Bring the arms out, step or jump the feet apart. Bring your hands onto your hips. Turn the left toes in much more steeply than you did for trikonasana. And then rotate on the right foot so that the foot is pointing towards the wall in front of you. But then this back leg probably gets stuck. You've got to bring the hips level. So pick up the heel of the back leg, turn it all the way out. And then rather than trikonasana legs, where you turn the legs outwards, that makes you want to do this, doesn't it? Turn the legs inwards, especially that back leg, but also the front leg. Turn the fronts of the thighs consciously inwards. Have the hands on your hips. Keep turning the legs inwards. Lift up into the chest and keep the head lifted as you come forward, reaching forward. And then reach down and find the blocks. If the blocks are too low, then you can get the seat of a chair. Use the seat of a chair instead. So turn the fronts of the legs inwards so that the hips are level. The heels should be in line at this stage. And then project the chin and the chest forwards like you're doing uttanasana. If you can go down lower, then do. What we're trying to avoid is this, a rounded back. So lift the tailbone, project the chin and the chest forwards, lengthening forwards. If you can reach down to the floor without sacrificing the pose, without sacrificing the extension of the spine, then do. Again, if you've got a bad back, then just go to whichever stage feels appropriate for your body. If you can lengthen chest, the abdomen and the chest along the leg, walking the hands back towards that back leg, but lengthening the spine along the leg, keeping that leg turning inwards from the little toe side to the big toe side, keeping the back leg really firmly activated as well. So lengthening the chest along the leg, keeping the head lifted initially, and then maybe towards the end bring your head down. But if your head doesn't reach the leg, then just keep extending, keep the head lifted, keep extending forwards. Okay, bring the hands either side of the foot, bend the front leg, step the back leg in, and then come back up into Tadasana. Put the blocks onto the other side of your mat, onto the left side of your mat, and then come into Tadasana. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, observing how your body, however reluctant, is waking up through the focused extensions of the poses. Tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, tuck the tailbone in, lift up into the chest. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step or jump the feet apart. Bring your hands onto your hips, turn your right toes in as steeply as you can, rotate the left leg all the way out, and then pick up the heel of that back leg, turn it all the way out. So you want your feet, your heels in line with each other. So you can have a quick look, make sure that your heels are in line with each other. You don't want to overshoot, so you don't want the front leg to go beyond the back leg. You want there to be heel on heel. If that makes you feel wobbly, then you can bring the foot out to the left even more, out to the kind of edge of the mat even more. So you go a little wider. So have your hands on your hips, tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the legs inwards, extend up into the chest. Keep the head lifted, keep the back straight as you come down. Reach down to the blocks. Just make sure the blocks are underneath your shoulders, so you're not reaching forwards. Go back to the legs. Activate them. Do they feel even? Extend into the spine. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Just keep moving into the pose as your back will permit, but without losing the basic shape of the pose. If you can lengthen the chest along that front leg, but again, just observing how it feels. If it doesn't feel right for your back, or if there is resistance on this side rather than on the other, then just respond to that, listen to it. Project the chin and the chest forwards, lengthen into the pose in the way that feels appropriate to your body right now. Activate that back leg, tighten the kneecap of both legs, turn the fronts of the thighs inward so that the hips are level. Okay, bend the front leg, step forwards with the back leg, come back into Tadasana, and then just reach up into Tadasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then come down onto your back into supta konasana. Just allowing your back to rest into the mat. If there's stiffness in your hips, have blocks for underneath the sides of the thighs, but before you immediately go to those blocks, press the heels consciously together. Press the heels consciously together and just feel how that creates compactness in the hips. That might solve the difficulty in stiffness in the hips, but if it doesn't, then put the blocks there. Have your hands on your lower ribs. Keep the heels pressing together. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling, interlock the fingers, turn your palms out, and then lengthen your arms along the floor. If there's stiffness in your shoulders, have a folded blanket or some blocks underneath your arms. So with the heels pressing consciously together, maybe you can turn the tailbone in. Draw the lumbar into the ground, drawing the abdomen to the spine. Lengthening from the hips into the armpits, to the elbows, the wrists, into the palms. Pushing the palms away from the head. Release your arms. Swap the interlock of the fingers so that the other index finger is on the top of the stack. Turn the palms all the way out. And then again, lengthen into the arms. Lengthen the arms away from the head. Just try letting the legs relax for a moment. Observe how the lumbar naturally converts back into a curve, which of course is its natural state. But if we can press the heels together, turn the tailbone in, lengthen the sacrum spine away from the lumbar, then the lumbar feels much more supported in this pose. It's always useful to find the position that supports the lumbar, especially if you suffer from lumbar pain. And then release your arms. Just rest your hands on your lower ribs. Rest the legs into the floor. Just let the pose become gravity passive. Just sinking into the ground for a moment. Just allowing the body to release into the floor. And then draw your knees together. Have your feet, your knees together and your feet apart. Just resting into the floor. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then just roll yourself onto your side and then sit yourself up. I want you to get a belt, and then once you've got your belt, just come back down onto your mat. Just have the belt where you can reach it. Have the feet as close to the seat bones as you can get them. So just move. We're going to do supta padangusthasana. So make sure you've got space on both sides of the body if you can. So bend your knees at this stage. So just let your back be flat into the floor. Have the belt where you can reach it. Just rest your hands on your lower ribs for a moment. Shuffle yourself in to the heels. Have the feet hip width apart. Just let the back rest into the floor. And then keep the left foot where it is. Bend the right knee towards the chest, and then get the belt and then hook the foot, the ball joint of the foot with the belt. Hold on to the belt firmly, but without gripping. We're not we're not making like handles with, like by twisting the belt around our knuckles. Just interlock, or just hold onto the belt with the thumb and the index finger, just like you would do if you were holding the big toe in padangusthasana. Push the foot into the belt. Push the belt into the foot. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. And then push the heel of the left foot into the floor, and then slide the heel of the left leg away, keeping the heel in contact with the floor, straightening that leg. So if at this stage it's difficult to keep the leg at a right angle to the floor, so Ian, it looks like yeah, that's it. So yeah, it looked like you were just going to go into the reclining pigeon. So yeah, straighten that leg up, and then lengthen that left leg along the floor. Do Tadasana action with both legs, tighten the kneecaps and turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Feel like you're standing on the left leg. The foot is on the floor and you're standing, and the floor is keeping the body in line. Feel that the hips can be level, so lengthen the lifted leg hip away from the armpit, the right armpit. If you struggle to get the leg to 12 o'clock, then just feed it out a little more so that you don't quite get the right angle. Doesn't matter. But what we're not doing is pulling that foot over the head. That's a different type of pose. So the first stage, we're just trying to really activate both legs, extend into both legs, tadasanaizing both legs, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, tightening the kneecaps. And then you're going to take hold of both ends of the belt with your right hand, reach as close to the foot as you can. Rest your left hand on your hip so that that hip stays firmly down, and then bend your right elbow out in line with your shoulder and bring that right leg out to the side. It shouldn't reach the floor. Extend that right leg away, but keep the left leg really firmly planted on the ground. It shouldn't roll over. The abdomen rolls from the right to the left. Extending that leg out to the right side, feeling the extension in the hamstrings, keeping the left hand on the left hip. Keep extending deeply into that left leg like you're doing Tadasana. Try and get the big toe in line with your ear. And then gently release the leg back towards the ceiling. Unhook the leg and then just rest yourself into the floor. Just observe how the legs feel different at this stage. Just breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Okay, then pull the shins in towards the seat bones. So bend the knees, bring the feet as close to the seat bones as you can. Just have the belt handy. And then bend the left knee towards the body. Hook the belt around the left foot. And then elevate that left leg up towards the ceiling. Tadasanaizing it. Turning the front of the thigh inwards, tightening the kneecap. And then stretch out your right leg. Again, just observing that it feels different on both sides. So maybe this side there is more or less resistance. Just acknowledge that. Just holding onto the belt evenly with both hands. One hand on each end of the belt. So activate that kneecap, activate the thigh, press the front of the thigh of the lifted leg away from the abdomen so that the hips come level. Push from the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Take hold of both ends of the belt with the left hand. Bring your right hand onto your hip, and then bend out the left shoulder elbow in line with the shoulder. Bring that leg out to the side. Keep the right leg really firmly in place. So don't let the body roll over towards the left side. Draw the abdomen from the left to the right. Just feel that extension of the hamstrings. Maybe it feels different on this side to how it felt on the other. Just acknowledge that. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then come back to the centre, bring that leg up to the centre, unhook the belt, the foot around the belt, and then just lengthen the legs away. Just make sure you're in a good straight line down the centre of your mat, and then let the body relax down into the floor. Just feel how maybe the legs have come to life, how your energy has lifted a little or a lot. Just listen to the sound of the breath. Focusing on deep inhalations and exhalations. Just resting into the floor. And then pull your feet as close to the seat bones as you can. So we can do chatushpadasana. You might have to just sit yourself up because you need to see this before you do it, really. So have your feet as close to the seat bones as you can get them. So you might have to even shuffle in a little so that your seat bones are all touching the backs of your heels. And then you're going to reach around the fronts of the shins and then bring the feet down. And then you're going to turn the tailbone in, gathering the shoulder blades together, and then you lift. From here, you can come into setubandha, and even from here, you can come up into a shoulder stand. Although there's, if you go into a shoulder stand, then you can step yourself back into chatushpadasana, but that just does feel like it's a long way away. So you could just slide yourself down that way if you prefer to come down that way. You might not want to go all the way up into shoulder stand anyway, so just do whichever you feel most comfortable with. If you can't hold on to your shins, get a belt, put the belt around the lower shins, and then you hold on to the belt as you come up. So get hold of the shins. Bring the feet as close to the seat bones as you can. Don't let the knees go let the feet go really wide. Have the feet as close to the seat bones and as wide as the seat bones as you can. Then bring your head down, turn the tailbone in, gather your shoulder blades together, and then come up into chatushpadasana. Keep the knees parallel to each other, not rolling out to the sides. So you can just stay here, or you could bring your hands into the back for setubandha. Just listening to the breath. Just listening to the sound of the inhalation, the sound of the exhalation. So if you're doing setubandha, make sure that your elbows are in and moving inwards rather than rolling outwards. So if you want to kick up into shoulder stand, then do. If you just want to stay in setubandha or in chatushpadasana, just coming in and out of the pose, then do. Just listening to the breath. Okay, come down and then just bring yourself down and then pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on your spine. Just listening to the breath. And then roll onto your right side and then sit yourself up. Just bring yourself into cross legs. So you can do half padangusthasana or swastikasana, whichever feels most comfortable. So swastikasana is just normal cross legs. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation, and with the exhalation, turn to the right side. Drawing your abdomen across, drawing your abdomen and your ribs and your shoulders. Using the out breath to gently intensify the turn. And then come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, take a deep inhalation, and then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across, drawing your ribs and your shoulders. Just listening to the breath. And then gently come down, come back to the center. So we're going to do a couple of really gentle restorative poses just to kind of release tension from the hips. So you're going to come down onto your front, so it's the half frog. So you're going to come down onto your front and then have one hand on top of the other, and then you're going to rest your forehead onto the back of your hands for a moment. Just resting yourself down into the floor. And then you keep the left leg where it is, and then bend the right knee out to the side. So you bend the right knee to the side. So bring the knee as high up as the hip if you can, but just wherever you can if it's not comfortable to do that. And then rest your head on side so that your chin is in line, is in the same direction as the bent knee. And then just rest into the floor. Now this pose is a restorative pose that gently opens up the inner groin. So you can lengthen the knee consciously away from the hip to draw the inner groin of that right knee away. So I think I might have said left earlier on. So bending that right knee away, lengthening it away from the hip to intensify the stretch. But ultimately you just want this to be completely passive. So just allow the body to rest into the floor. And just stay in this position. Works to gently open up that hip. Just be soft in the pose. Just listen to the sound of your breath releasing into the floor. Resting into the ground. Just letting the body release into the floor, letting gravity do the pose for you. Okay, stretch the leg out, just stretch both legs away, rest your forehead on the back of your hands. And then this time bend the left leg out to the side. Swap the whichever hand is on top of the other, swap them around, rest your head on the other side so that your chin is in the same direction as the knee. And then again, just resting into the floor. You can give it some gentle extension by lengthening the knee away from the hip, but just ultimately let the pose become passive. Don't try and extend into it. Just let the body rest into the floor. Let gravity do the work. Resting into the floor, just feeling how staying in this position, staying still as much as you can in this position, just brings opening into that inner groin. Okay, straighten the leg. Just have both legs outstretched. And then rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. And just resting the back into the floor. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into, just sit back into, forward into Adho Mukha Virasana, just stretching forwards, just stretching out your back. And then for the last couple of minutes, just come down onto your back, have folded blanket from underneath your head, and then lay yourself out in Shavasana. Just lay yourself in a good straight line. Come on. In Shavasana. Just laying down on your back, making sure that you're in a good straight line, and then release the body into the floor. Let the body become heavy on the ground. Consciously releasing the arms and the legs by unhooking the muscles. Allowing the body to become heavy. And then notice that out of that heaviness comes a feeling of deep energetic lightness radiating from the bones into the muscles and the organs, including the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness evenly down into the tips of the toes, into the tips of the fingers, and all the way up into the top of the head. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana and then draw your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, and then gently roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into cross legs with your hands in the masti, final spinal lift. Drawing the breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists bring to the body and to the mind. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've lifted your energy, you've woken yourself up, and you've given yourself some good energy to put into your day. Thank you very much for joining me.